there, and today we'll be exploring how DeepSeek, which is a Chinese model, is rivaling OpenAI's O1, okay, which is a US-based company. So basically, as you know, DeepSeek is a model developed by China, okay, the Chinese company, okay, and it has its models here. So basically, its DeepSeek R1. So previously, this was based on V3 and it didn't gain that much popularity. But ever since that this R1 model has been developed, it has been gaining lots and lots of popularity. Okay, and you might be wondering why. Well, because this model is free to use, free and open source, and plus it rivals ChatGPT and O1 in many places, and even beats out ChatGPT O1 in some places as well. And it's also a funny thing to say that ChatGPT invested $6 billion into its O1 model, but DeepSeek only invested $5 million into this model, and look how it is. And also, it's based on Chinese GPUs, meaning it performed really well against technological constraints as well. So basically, over here, we're going to do a side by side comparison of DeepSeek and ChatGPT, and we will see which one has a better generation in certain fields. So basically, let's use the best ChatGPT model, which is O1, and then we use the best DeepSeek model, which is R1. Before we begin that, let's look at some of these articles to analyze more about DeepSeek and OpenAI before we begin, and then we can see which one is better as well, which one you should use depending on what you do. So basically, over here we have this is like a little article by. Sorry, this is like a little article. There's a little article by this guy from this website, Dev2. Go check this website out. Anyways, DeepSeek R1 is available via DeepSeek API or free DeepSeek chat. If you're following Gen AI space, you have likely seen titles, read posts, or watched praising this model of open-weight large of info on training processor. It challenges OpenAI's reasoning models across many benchmarks at a fraction of a cost. So basically, there are even still small versions of the R1 available for local run. Okay, so basically, before on one alliance larger models couldn't beat a random player in chess. GPT 4.0 had 0 wins. Claude 3.5 had 0. So basically, they either collapse early or drag games into a 200 move game limit with an automatic draw and sign. Then came OpenAI's reasoning models who broke the record. So O1 Preview had 46.67% of wins and O1 Mini had 30% of wins. So basically, after the O1 release in late 2024, around OpenAI secrecy, the hidden reasoning token discussion, invisible yet built in how people were mad since OpenAI suspected they tried to crack the secrets. At the time, we have seen attempts to reproduce the success of O1 success with AI labs introducing the reasoning models. Okay, and even Google has released the experimental Gemini thinking model in December 2024. None of the alternative reasoning or thinking models came close to OpenAI model and capabilities. They struggle with even the basic instructions following drowning and veracity, dropping out of the game loop after just a few moves. Games lasted for 2 to 14 moves on average. Take, for example, a non reasoning old and out of fashion GPT-4 Turbo, which lasted on average 192 moves before losing to a random player due to checkmate. Okay, so basically, those late to the 2024 non OpenAI reasoning models happen to be surrogates. Okay, many of you might have seen that, or you might have said R1's things like you're gonna say, oh, it's not that good because other competitors are bad. But the things basically about R1 is that it's pretty good. Although DeepSeek's reasoning model turned out to be real, it did score a meaningful number of while maintaining a low number of mistakes. I mean that is pretty good for a model that is open source, and also it had a little bit issues with hallucinating, and on one broke the protocol and it violated the prompt instructions and that. And here are the top 10 non-reasoning models as of January 2025. Okay, so none of these can compare to our one's capabilities as well. But basically, besides a significant number of wins, the reasoning models maintain a positive average material difference. The material count in a chess game is a weighted score of all the pieces. Okay. Each player starts the game with a material count of 39. If value calculates the difference in material at the end of the game, if a player loses more pieces than he captures, the difference will be negative. Okay. Okay. Here's the number of average material diff in the end of the game. So DeepSeek Reasoner has a 10.83, and average game duration was 91 moves. Okay, so it's pretty quick to pace this one. Material difference of O1 preview average was 9.99 and O1 mini was 10.77, and the average game duration of 142.73. Okay, so basically, there have also been smaller models of DeepSeek, Quen. So basically, they fine-tuned several smaller models of 70 bits, uh, 70 billion parameters, 14 billion parameters, 8 billion parameters, etc. etc. And Quen 2.5 and Llama 3.1 models using the outputs of full-size R1 model. Supposedly, they should have gained reasoning skills. There's also a special think section in the output, keeping all the reasoning tokens isolated from the final answer. Okay, Google. Okay, so basically, Google dropped an update to our Gemini thinking the day after R1 release. It did much better than the December version, although still it loses a lot. But it has some, finally has less mistakes and it finally gets some draws at least. Anyways, let's look at the features before we move on into the comparison. So basically, let's first look at how R1 was developed. Okay, so basically, the initiation of DeepSeek R10 was using pure reinforcement learning. Then the challenges were identified, like poor readability and language mixing. Then there was a transition to hybrid approach, which means a shift to combining reinforcement learning with supervised fine tuning. Then improvements realized in enhancements in model reliability and coherence from practical use. Okay, so basically, it all began with R10. It was trained completely to reinforcement learning. The outputs were also, it came with a really good, strong reasoning capabilities, but the outputs were difficult to read, and it sometimes mixed languages within its responses, which made it less practical. Okay, so pure reinforcement learning created outputs that are logically sound but poorly structured. Without the guidance of supervised data, this model would struggle. Okay, that's why they use a hybrid model so that they could improve. Okay, and also distill models of DeepSeek R1. Distillation in process of creating smaller, more efficient models from larger ones, preserving much of the reasoning power while reducing computational demands. Okay, now we are seeing pretty much what we have to see about DeepSeeks. Now let's compare these two. So first, let's have a prompt. Let's just think of a prompt. Let's use this. Let's just the thing about R1 is that you can search the web with R1, and okay, while with O1 you cannot search the web due to computational things problems. Anyway, so let's just type something. Let's just say, let's just think of a recent event. Actually, no, let's think of a practical work. Let's say generate me a story of mystical dinosaur. Okay, sorry. Dinosaurs soaring through forests. Okay, we have this. And then, okay, so basically we can control C this into ChatGPT, and then we can help it write. We can do this, and we can use O1. O1 takes a lot of time. Okay, so basically, uh, s- the user wants a story. It tells you everything. It tells you the setting. It tells you the dinosaur the name. Okay, it gives its own thing. Okay, include it makes it less. It makes you feel more secure that the AI model is doing what it should do, not just doing random stuff. Okay. Okay, so basically, the story is called "The Guardian of Emberwood." Okay, already interesting title. Let's check on ChatGPT. Doesn't generate. It just generated a title. It acts more like a black box, but that's okay. It's really focusing on the story. Okay, so basically, now let's read this together. Deep. Let's just read the first paragraph, then we'll compare. We only have time to read the first paragraph. Deep within the ancient forest of Emberwood, where the trees whispered secrets older than time and the air shimmered with unseen magic, there lived a creature forgotten by the world. Her name was Celestius, a dinosaur not of bone or scale, but of starlight and myth. Her body glowed with bioluminescent pattern that shifted like constellations, and her wing vast and truculent like dragonfly sails, caught the moonlight as he soared between the towering redwoods. Already rich in figurative language, rich in lots of stuff. But now let's look at ChatGPT story. First paragraph. Deep in the emerald hued heart of an ancient forest, rumors spread of a creature that defied time and reasoning. A dinosaur with shimmering scales and massive feathered wings drifting above the towering canopy. Few believed such a being could exist, yet tales of moonlit sightings persisted. They spoke of a gentle giant, once thought long extinct, now shining in the forest with every graceful beat of its wings. This is actually a pretty close generation, but for this one, I have to give it to DeepSeek because it just has a more relevant story to what you wanted. You just wanted a mystical dinosaur, right? You didn't want it to be hidden, okay? You just wanted to have mystical powers. It depends. If it depends on which one. For my case, I would say DeepSeek is better. But if you want yours to be more mystical and you want yours to feel more hidden, and you don't want your story to actually reveal the dinosaur truly yet, then you should go with ChatGPT because it gives you a sense of suspense. So that's why you want. It really depends on yours, but for my case, I have to go with DeepSeek. Okay, and this is really close. Okay, it's really close. Okay, now let's first ask ChatGPT. Let's create a chat. Let's say solve a higher level math problem for me. So basically, let's see how ChatGPT does. You can, but if you want, you can click the details of ChatGPT, so I can see what it's doing. Although, but still not clear to the user as they don't know how they do to click it. But still, so basically over here, this is ChatGPT's. This is just a random math problem, but yeah. Now let's ask DeepSeek, sorry, a higher level um, math problem for me. Okay, so basically, it'll tell them that it'll give it its own cheat sheet. We can make it anything. Let's just say anything you want. Okay. So this is it cheat sheet. Okay. So basically, it's cheat sheet. Okay. We're not here to look at the mathematical problem. We're just looking here at which one provides a more detailed explanation of the problem. Okay, which one provides you with a better detail of the problem and tells you, like, gives you a better understanding. So first, let's look at ChatGPT. So basically, this is a major selling point for premium model of ChatGPT. Gives you depth math analysis. Let's just look at, let's see what if it's actually true. So basically, the problem is that they want to find this monosphere with the radius r that contains all rectangular boxes whose dimension x, y, z satisfy. Okay, so basically, it's providing us with the equation with these dimensions equal to 27, and then the dimensions x, y, and z multiplied together, so or equals to 23. A rectangular box with dimensions x, y, and z fits inside a sphere radius of r and is only if its space is diagonal. Okay, so that's so basically d is equal to the square root of x squared plus y squared plus z squared is at most 2 or hence to contain all such boxes we need is we're not going to do a class, but let's see. ChatGPT provides us with it provides us with less steps, but it does provide us with more detailed explanations with each step. While DeepSeek, so basically, it gives us the problem. Okay, so basically, it gives us a more detailed problem for us. Although the it has less details to solutions, but if you just want it to be quick and simple, then you should go with DeepSeek because DeepSeek has more simplistic and gives you a better simple understanding, and it doesn't go that much deep into the maths. But if you just want to you want the answer, you don't care about the explanations, and go with DeepSeek, but you want a detailed analysis too, so you could basically understand more about this math, then go with ChatGPT. Okay, and we even have a concept check here. So basically, ChatGPT does not have this concept check. It just gives us the final answer of the steps. But it gives us a concept check to say, it gives us like for questions, like gives us like common questions about this topic. So then that means you can answer some questions for you before you ask it. Okay, so that's why DeepSeek is better for these things, while ChatGPT is better for deep analysis. Lastly, now let's look at code. Let's analyze together the code. So first, could you generate me a simple code for Python? Okay, so basically, uh, it tells us like it is a beginner. So basically, let's see which one code is better. We're not gonna actually test it. We're gonna analyze it. Give okay, now let's copy paste the prompt so that we don't have bias to ChatGPT. You will not have any biasness because then we're gonna give it the same prompt so that we can see that which one is better. DeepSeek does take less time than ChatGPT, and ChatGPT took way more money just to do this. Okay, so basically it gives us the maths. Okay, it gives us no, no, no. Well, this is for the speed radius calculation. No, we need ChatGPT to give us a simple code for Python. We don't want it to generate severe radius calculation. Oh, that ask for your name and greet you. So basically, we can already see that the difference between the two is enormous. So basically, if you're just a really basic beginner and you really don't understand this, well then ChatGPT is better for just really beginning. But I would not expect you just beginning and you're gonna ask this. That's why I would say DeepSeek is better for this coding for beginners because it gives us you better depth analysis. And if you give this prompt for just this prompt, it will say give you a basic understanding of inputs and gives you more things. It gives you a better understanding of random and inputs, etc. Well, this just gives you an understanding of formatting and ChatGPT, okay, and also input, but no random. So that's why if you're like a kind of beginner, you just want to input code, then DeepSeek will be better for you. Lastly, let's look at, but before you go, let's look at what makes DeepSeek R1 a game changer. Okay, beyond its expressive technical capabilities, DeepSeek R1 offers key features that make it a top choice for business and developers. And it's fully commercially usable, giving businesses the flexibility to build without licensing constraints. They still model smaller, fine-tuned versions akin to Quant Llama, providing exceptional performance while maintaining efficiency. Basically, DeepSeek R1 is way more economical. Okay, like it takes it's really expensive to develop. O1 is more computationally expensive. Okay, many times computationally expensive. Okay, and it boasts a parameter of 671 parameters, and billion parameters architecture has been trained on a DeepSeek V3 base model. So basically, if we search up how much, actually, let's use ChatGPT to solve this. Why are we using Google when AI is here? This is important to talk about because AI is revolutionizing Google, because now ChatGPT gives you a better understanding and you don't use Google that much anymore. How much parameters does one model of ChatGPT have? Okay, so let's see. Okay, so let's see how much parameters the one model of ChatGPT have. It's thinking. I don't know why should be thinking. I don't know how should we decide from the keyword. Okay. Uh, Yeah, ChatGPT is not. Yeah, let us use. Yeah, this O1 is not good. O1 is bad for these tasks because it does not understand this uh, because if you want live web results, go for O mini because we just found out that this is really bad. Okay, don't use this O1 for these type of tasks. This is where DeepSeek R1 shines. You can use its most best model and use the web at the same time. How much parameters does O1 model of chat GPT have? So basically, if you see that, then you'll say, power some say that suggested not publicly disclosed. But it says that it may have around 200 billion parameters. R1 has 671 billion models architecture. Is three times as much as the O1. No wonder why it's so good. Anyways, thanks for watching Unpacking Mysterious Things with AZ. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Anyways, bye.